Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Do you know how 50 prayers were reduced to 5 prayers? Narrated by Malik bin Sasa'ah radiallahu ta'ala anha. The Prophet ﷺ said, "While I was at the house in a state midway between sleep and wakefulness, an angel recognized me as the man lying between two men. A golden tray full of wisdom and belief was brought to me, and my body was cut open from the throat to the lower part of the abdomen. And then my abdomen was washed with Zamzam water, and my heart was filled with wisdom and belief. Al-Burak, a white animal, smaller than a mule and bigger than a donkey, was brought to me, and I set out with Jibreel. When I reached the nearest heaven, Jibreel said to the heaven gatekeeper, "Open the gate." The gatekeeper asked, "Who is it?" He said, "Jibreel." The gatekeeper asked, "Who is accompanying you?" Jibreel said, "Muhammad." The gatekeeper said, "Has he been called?" Jibreel said, "Yes." Then it was said, "He is welcomed. What a wonderful visit his is." Then I met Adam and greeted him, and he said, "You are welcome." Prophet ﷺ said, "Then we ascended to the second heaven. It was asked, 'Who is it?' Jibreel said, 'Jibreel.' It was said, 'Who is with you?' He said, 'Muhammad.' It was asked, 'Has he been sent for?' He said, 'Yes.' It was said, 'He is welcomed. What a wonderful visit his is.' Then I met Jesus, Hazrat Isa, and Yahya, John, who said, 'You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet.' Then they ascended to the third heaven. It was asked, 'Who is it?' Jibreel said, 'Jibreel.' It was asked, 'Who is with you?' Jibreel said, 'Muhammad.' It was asked, 'Has he been sent for?' 'Yes,' said Jibreel. 'He is welcomed. What a wonderful visit his is.' The Prophet ﷺ added, 'There I met Joseph, Hazrat Yusuf, and greeted him. And he replied, 'You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet.' Then we ascended to the fourth heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged as in the previous heavens. There I met Idris and greeted him. He said, 'You are welcomed, O brother and prophet.' Then we ascended to the fifth heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged as in previous heavens. There I met and greeted Aaron, Hazrat Harun, who said, 'You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet.' Then we ascended to the sixth heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged as in the previous heavens. There I met and greeted Moses, Hazrat Musa, who said, 'You are welcomed, O brother and a prophet.' Prophet ﷺ said, "When I proceeded on, he started weeping, and on being asked why he was weeping, he said, 'O Lord, followers of this youth who was sent after me will enter paradise in greater number than my followers.' Then we ascended to the seventh heaven, and again the same questions and answers were exchanged as in the previous heavens. There I met and greeted Abraham, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, who said, 'You are welcome, O son and a prophet.' Then Prophet ﷺ was shown Al-Bayt al-Ma'mur, that is Allah's house. Prophet ﷺ said, 'I asked Jibreel about it, and he said, 'This is Al-Bayt al-Ma'mur, where 70,000 angels perform prayers daily, and when they leave, never return to it, but always a fresh batch comes into it daily.' Then I was shown Sidratul Muntaha, that is a tree in the seventh heaven, and I saw its nabk fruits, which resembled the clay jugs of Hajr, that is a town in Arabia, and its leaves were like the ears of elephants, and 4 rivers originated at its root. 2 of them were apparent, and 2 were hidden. Prophet ﷺ said, 'I asked Jibreel about those rivers, and he said, 'The 2 hidden rivers are in paradise, and the apparent ones are the Nile and Euphrates.' Then 50 prayers were enjoined on me. I descended till I met Moses, who asked me, "What you have done?" I said, "50 prayers have been enjoined on me." He said, "I know the people better than you, because I had the hardest experience to bring Bani Israel to obedience." I returned and requested Allah for reduction, and He made it 40. I returned and met Moses and had a similar discussion, and then returned again to Allah for reduction, and He made it 30, then 20, then 10, and then I came to Moses, who repeated the same advice. Ultimately, Allah reduced it to 5. When I came to Moses again, he said, "What have you done?" I said, "Allah has made it 5 only." He repeated the same advice, but I said that I surrendered to Allah's final order. Allah's Messenger ﷺ was addressed by Allah, "I have decreed my obligation and have reduced the burden on my slaves, and I shall reward a single good deed as if it were 10 good deeds." This hadith was taken from Sahih Al-Bukhari. Jazakallahu khairan kaseera. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.